You've just launched your first website or project, but it's not showing up on Google? Don't worry, in this complete SEO tutorial for beginners, we will get to the root of the problem and I will walk you through the exact steps I took to rank my website #1 on Google search results in just a few weeks. This tutorial is designed specifically for beginners. We will use a practical example, a real website built with Next.js, so you can follow along step by step. Here's what we will cover. What SEO is and how it's divided. Understanding the three main areas: technical SEO, on-page SEO, and off-page SEO. How to optimize your website's technical SEO so Google can find and understand your pages. How to improve your on-page SEO, including titles, meta descriptions, and content structure. How to boost your site's authority with off-page SEO strategies like backlinks and social sharing. The best tools you can use to track and improve your SEO efforts. And finally, important SEO trends, including how AI is changing the game. Hi, my name is Magdalena. I'm an IT project manager and digital marketer with over 7 years of experience working in startups, scale-ups, and big companies. On this channel, you will find coding vlogs, step-by-step tutorials, and motivation to get started and stay on track. By the end of this video, you will have a clear roadmap to get your site ranking higher in search results. Let's get started. So the first question is, what exactly is SEO? Imagine the internet is like a huge library. Every website is like a book in that library. But here's the problem. There are millions, even billions of books. How do you find the one you want? This is where search engines like Google come in. Think of them as the librarians. But instead of reading every single book, these librarians have special helpers called crawlers or bots. These bots scan every page on the internet, collecting information about all the books or websites out there. These bots then organize everything they find and create a huge digital catalog. So when you type a question into Google, it doesn't search the whole internet live. Instead, it looks through its catalog to show you the most relevant websites based on your query. SEO, which stands for Search Engine Optimization, is all about making your website easy for these librarian bots to find, understand, and recommend to people searching for information. If your website is well organized, fast, and has useful content, the librarians will place it higher in their catalog, which means more people can find your site. So, in short, SEO is the process of helping search engines find your book and decide it's worth showing to others. Before we get deeper, it's important to understand how SEO fits compared to SEA. SEO is about improving your website, so it ranks higher in organic. That means unpaid search results on Google and other search engines. On the other hand, SEA, or search engine advertising, means paying for ads that show up at the top or bottom of search pages. While SEA can bring quick traffic through paid campaigns, SEO is a long-term game. It takes time, sometimes weeks or even months, to see real results. But the good news is, SEO brings lasting benefits and can deliver consistent free traffic over time. Now that you know what SEO is and how it differs from SEA, let's talk about the three main parts of SEO you need to focus on. First, there's technical SEO. This is all about making sure your website is easy for search engines to crawl, fast to load, and works well on mobile devices. Next is on-page SEO. This means optimizing your content, titles, headings, and keywords to match what users are searching for. Finally, there's off-page SEO. This focuses on building your website's authority through backlinks from other sites and social signals. Understanding and working on these 3 areas step by step will help improve your site's visibility and rankings in search results. Alright, now that we have the basics covered, let's dive into the first pillar, technical SEO, and see how you can start optimizing your website from the ground up. Technical SEO is the aspect of SEO that developers can influence most directly. It focuses on how your website is built and functions behind the scenes. The goal? To ensure your website is fast, easy for search engines to crawl, structurally clear and understandable, as well as free from technical errors. Always keep in mind, even if you have world-class content, your website won't rank if search engines can't access it, or if users bounce due to poor performance. Before we dive into the technical details, it's essential to understand how search engines actually work. Google uses a 3-step process. First, crawling. Google spots scan your website following links to discover pages. Second, indexing. Each page is analyzed and stored in Google's index. Third, ranking. Google evaluates all indexed pages to determine which one should appear at the top of the search results. The key takeaway is, if your page isn't crawled, it won't be indexed. If it's not indexed, it won't rank, no matter how great your content is. So step 1 is making sure Google can actually crawl and index everything important. To help with that, there are 2 essential files you need to configure properly. The first one is the robots.txt, which controls what Google can access on your site. The second one is the sitemap.xml, which helps search engines discover your content faster. Let's dive into the details. The robots.txt file tells search engines which parts of your site they are allowed to crawl. It is useful for blocking private or duplicate pages, like admin panels, user dashboards, or card pages, preventing crawling of unnecessary parameters or internal search results, and ensuring bots don't waste time on low-priority URLs. This is an example of a properly set up robots.txt file. User agent. This line applies the rules below to all crawlers, including Googlebot, Bingbot, and others. The asterisk means any crawler. Disallow admin, disallow login, and disallow card. These lines block crawlers from accessing sensitive or non-useful pages. The idea is to prevent these private or dynamic pages, like admin dashboards, login areas, and shopping carts, from being crawled or indexed. Allow. This line explicitly allows crawling of everything else on the site. It ensures that all public content, for example blog posts or product pages, can still be accessed by search engines. Note: the allow rule is technically optional in this case, because by default everything is allowed unless disallowed, but including it can make the intention clear. Sitemap. This line tells search engines where to find your XML sitemap. The sitemap helps crawlers discover all important URLs on your site more efficiently, especially if some pages are not easily discoverable via internal links. Here is a bad robots.txt example with a common mistake. This blocks all bots from crawling everything on your site. The result is that nothing gets indexed, even your homepage. This often happens accidentally when moving from staging to production and is easily overlooked. So remember to always double check your live robots.txt file. Now let's take a closer look at the sitemap. A sitemap is a structured file that lists all the important URLs you want search engines to index. It's helpful because it guides Google to discover content faster. It ensures orphan pages, not linked internally, still get indexed. It reflects changes when pages are updated or added. Here you can see an example of a simple and clean sitemap XML file. It helps search engines understand what pages exist on your website and when they were last updated. What it shows: log. This is the URL of a page you want search engines to crawl and index. Last mod tells search engines when the page was last modified, so they know if it needs to be recrawled. In this example, we are including the homepage and the blog post, along with the most recent update dates. Let's see how you can set it up in Next.js. First, install the package. This adds Next sitemap to your project, so you can auto-generate sitemap.xml and robots.txt files based on your routes. Second step, create the config file. Create a new file named Next sitemap config.js in the root directory of your Next.js project, same level as package.json. Paste the following code in the config file and change the site URL. Third step, add the script to your package.json. In the script section, add post build Next sitemap. This will run Next sitemap automatically after every build and generate the sitemap and robots.txt for you. Fourth step, run the build. Once the build is complete, Next sitemap will scan your Next.js pages and routes, generate a sitemap XML, and generate a robots.txt for you. These files will be placed in the public folder. This is how your generated robots.txt will look like. It allows all bots to crawl your site and points them to the sitemap. Let's have a look at the sitemap XML. It includes all static and dynamic pages automatically, based on your Next.js routes. Now that your robots.txt and sitemap XML are set up, let's make sure everything is working as it should. Here are a few quick checks and best practices to follow. First, open your browser and go to your domain/robots.txt. Make sure it's not accidentally blocking important pages, especially your homepage, blog, or key content sections. And just as important, don't block access to style sheets, scripts, or essential files like CSS or JavaScript. Google needs these assets to properly render and understand your pages. Blocking them can seriously hurt your SEO. If you're unsure about your setup, use tools like the Google's robots.txt tester or the URL inspection tool inside the Search Console. These tools will show you exactly what Google can see and what's being blocked. Next, check your sitemap at your domain/sitemap XML. It should include only valid index-worthy URLs, no broken links, no redirects, and definitely no pages with no index. Once that's confirmed, head over to Google Search Console and submit your sitemap. This helps Google discover and index your content faster, especially for new sites or freshly published pages. Let me show you how to do that step by step. Step 1. Go to Google Search Console. Make sure you're signed in with the Google account that has access to your site. Step 2. Select your property. On the left sidebar, click your website under Properties. If your site isn't added yet, click Add Property and verify ownership first. You can do this via DNS, HTML file upload, or using your Google Analytics account. Step 3. Open the Sitemaps tool. In the left-hand menu, click on Sitemaps. This opens the tool where you can manage your submitted sitemaps. Step 4. Enter your sitemap URL. You will see a field labeled Add a new sitemap. Type the URL. Then click Submit. Step 5. Check the submission status. After submitting, the sitemap will appear in the list below. Google will show a status message like Success, Couldn't fetch, or Has errors. It may take a few minutes or hours for Google to fetch and process it. Step 6. Monitor indexing over time. Click into the sitemap to see how many URLs Google has discovered and indexed. Check back after a few days to track the progress. Now that we have covered crawling and indexing, let's look at URLs, routing, and status codes. These are essential for both SEO and user experience. Let's start with clean URLs. Good URLs are short, descriptive, and human readable. They should include important keywords that clearly reflect the content of the page. Here you can see an example of a good and a bad URL. Poor URLs can confuse users and search engines alike. They're hard to read, don't provide useful information, and may discourage clicks in search results. Clean URLs improve click-through rates and make it easier for search engines to crawl and index your pages effectively. To create good URLs, use short descriptive words. Avoid unnecessary parameters or numbers. Use hyphens instead of underscores or spaces. And keep the structure logical and hierarchical. In Next.js, you define this in your file names using dynamic routes. Now that we have covered clean URLs, let's look at one more way to signal the preferred version of your content by using canonical tags. Sometimes your website might have more than one URL showing the same content. For example, /blog and /blog page number 2. To Google, these are different pages, even if the content is very similar. This can cause problems like Google indexing the same content twice, splitting your ranking power between URLs, and confusing search engines about which version to show in results. A canonical tag tells search engines, this is the main version of the page. If there are other similar pages, please treat this one as the original. In Next.js, when using the app router, you define canonical links directly in your page file using a special export called Metadata. Step 1. Open or create a route file. Open the file for the page where you want to add the canonical tag. Step 2. Add the metadata export. Inside this file, add a new export called Metadata. This is where you define your SEO tags, including the canonical link. This metadata object automatically adds content to your page's head section when the page is rendered. Step 3. Add your actual page content. Now just add your normal page content below. So what does it do? The important part is this line inside metadata. It tells search engines that this URL is the preferred version of the page, which helps avoid duplicate content issues. When the page is rendered, it automatically adds this tag inside the HTML head. Why this matters in Next.js? Next.js often uses dynamic routes and URL parameters. These can unintentionally create duplicate content, which is bad for SEO. Canonical tags help by telling search engines which version of a page is the main one, combining link signals from duplicates, and preventing indexing issues caused by similar or paginated URLs. A generic or broken 404 page is frustrating for users and bad for SEO. If someone lands on a missing or mistyped URL, they shouldn't hit a dead end. Instead of showing a default error message, you should create a custom 404 page that's helpful, on-brand, and guides users back to relevant content. This improves the user experience, lowers the bounce rate, and helps keep users engaged, all of which send positive signals to search engines. Here is how to create it in Next.js. In your Next.js project, create a file inside your folder. Then add the code for your custom 404 page. Here are some tips for a great 404 page. Use clear, friendly language, not technical jargon. Offer a link back to the homepage or a relevant section. Optionally include a search bar or popular links. And finally, keep the style consistent with the rest of your site. Next, we will take a closer look at redirects. Whenever you change a page's URL, whether it's due to a content restructure, a rebranding, or SEO optimization, you should always set up a redirect from the old URL to the new one. Why? Because without a redirect, users who try to access the old URL will land on the 404 page. Even worse, search engines might think the content is gone entirely, causing you to lose the rankings, backlinks, and traffic. A redirect ensures that visitors are automatically sent to the correct updated page. Search engines transfer link equity, SEO value, from the old URL to the new one, and your site avoids broken links and poor user experience. In Next.js, redirects are added in the next.config.js file in the root of your project. Here is a basic example. Let's break it down. Source is the old URL path. Destination is the new URL you want to redirect to. Permanent true tells browsers and search engines this is a 301 redirect, meaning a permanent redirect. This is important for SEO, as it tells Google to pass authority to the new page. Here are some best practices. Always use permanent redirects 301 when the old page is gone for good. Use temporary redirects 302 only if the change is not permanent. Avoid redirect chains. They slow down performance and can confuse crawlers. Make sure your redirects are live before removing or unpublishing content. Let's look at a practical example. Let's say you originally published a blog post at SEO Guide 2024, but in 2025 you decide to update and rename it to SEO Guide 2025. To keep the old link working and preserve SEO value, you would add the following. Now, anyone who visits the old URL, whether from Google, social media, or an old email, will be seamlessly redirected to the updated version. With your URLs and redirects properly set up, the next step is to ensure those pages load quickly and perform well, especially on mobile. This is where the core web vitals come in. So what are the core web vitals? The core web vitals are a set of performance metrics defined by Google to measure real-world user experience on your website. These metrics play a key role in SEO rankings and directly affect how users perceive and interact with your site, especially on mobile. There are three key metrics that make up the current core web vitals. LCP, largest contentful paint. What it measures. LCP tracks how quickly the largest visible element on the page, usually a hero image, video, or large block of text, becomes visible in the user's viewport. The target is for the element to load within 2.5 seconds from when the page starts loading. Some stricter benchmarks now recommend aiming for under 2 to 2.3 seconds for high-performance sites. Why LCP matters? If the main content appears too slowly, users will perceive your site as sluggish, even if smaller elements load first. A fast LCP is critical for creating a strong first impression and keeping bounce rates low. INP, interaction to next page. What it measures. INP evaluates the overall responsiveness of a page. It measures the delay between a user interaction, like clicking a button or pressing a key, and the moment the next frame is visually rendered, across all interactions, not just the first. A good INP score is below 200 milliseconds, ensuring the site feels consistently snappy and responsive throughout the user journey. Why it matters? While FID only measures the delay of the very first interaction, INP reflects the worst-case delays users might face. This gives a more accurate picture of how responsive your site feels in real-world conditions. CLS – Cumulative Layout Shift. CLS quantifies how much visible content unexpectedly shifts on the page during its lifecycle, especially during loading or when fonts, ads, or images load late. A good CLS score is under 0.1 to ensure stable layout and smooth visual experience. Why CLS matters? Unexpected shifts, like a button moving just before a user taps it, are not only frustrating but can also lead to accidental clicks, poor usability, and lower conversion rates. Maintaining visual stability is key to user trust and satisfaction. It is important to remember that Google measures core web vitals on the mobile version of your site. Even if your desktop experience is fast and stable, poor mobile performance will negatively impact your rankings. Since the majority of users now browse on their phones, mobile optimization should be your top priority. In 2025, AI-powered tools are playing an increasingly important role in performance optimization. From predictive preloading and adaptive image delivery to automated lazy loading and real-time diagnostics, AI is helping developers improve core web vitals with less manual effort. Many frameworks and hosting platforms now offer AI-enhanced performance monitoring, using real user behavior to adjust resource loading strategies dynamically. A trend that's especially helpful for maintaining strong INP and LCP scores. Tip: consider integrating tools that offer AI-based performance suggestions or automatic script deferral to stay ahead of Google's evolving standards. Now that you understand what core web vitals are and why they are crucial for SEO and user experience, the next step is to measure how your site performs. There are several reliable tools available. Here's how to use each one effectively to get accurate and actionable data. Number 1. Google Page Speed Insights. Go to the following URL. Enter your website URL. Click Analyze. After a few seconds, scroll down to the Core Web Vitals section to see your scores for LCP, Largest Contentful Paint, and CLS, Cumulative Layout Shift. You will also receive field data, real user data from Chrome User Experience Report, and lab data. Simulated tests. My tip here: run tests separately for mobile and desktop to identify any device-specific issues. Prioritize mobile performance since Google evaluates mobile first. Number 2. Lighthouse. Open your website in Google Chrome. Right-click anywhere on the page and select Inspect. Navigate to the Lighthouse tab in the DevTools. Choose mobile or desktop depending on the device you want to test. Click Generate Report or Analyze Page Load. After a few seconds, you will see a detailed report including the overall performance score out of 100, detailed Core Web Vitals metrics, LCP and CLS, as well as suggestions and opportunities to improve your site's performance. Number 3. Google Search Console. Log into the Google Search Console. Select your verified property, which is your website. From the left menu, click on Core Web Vitals. Review the performance data separately for mobile and desktop. Google displays real field data collected from actual users and highlights URLs or page groups needing improvement. Tools like Lighthouse provide an overall performance score ranging from 0 to 100. A score of 90 or above indicates strong performance. If you're scoring below 90, it's a clear signal that your site needs optimization and it's worth addressing, because these scores directly impact user satisfaction and search rankings. So what should you do if your site falls short? Whether it's slow load times, laggy interactions, or layout shifts, Poor core web vitals can frustrate users and hurt your visibility on Google. The good news? If you're building with Next.js, you're already working with one of the most performance-focused frameworks available. Let's look at the most effective ways to boost your core web vitals in a Next.js project, using built-in features, smart design patterns, and the latest best practices. Here are high-impact optimizations for both general web performance and Next.js specific setups. Step 1. Use Next Image for all images. Next.js includes a built-in Next Image component that handles automatic lazy loading, responsive image sizing, modern formats like WebP and AVIF, and optimized delivery. Here are some best practices for image optimization. Use modern formats. Prefer WebP or AVIF over JPEG and PNG for drastically smaller file sizes. Keep images small. Aim for under 100 KB per image, especially on mobile. Resize before uploading. Don't upload 4000 pixel wide images unless necessary. Next Image can resize, but huge source files still hurt build performance. Compress images before upload. Use tools like TinyPNG or ImageOptim. Only set priority for above the fold images. Overusing priority defeats lazy loading. If your site handles lots of images or user-generated content, consider integrating an image CDN like Cloudinary or ImageKit. These services automate format conversion, resizing, compression, and global delivery. Perfect for boosting LCP and reducing your bandwidth. Step 2. Use static generation where possible. Whenever content doesn't change frequently, pre-render pages at build time to serve HTML instantly. No server needed. This is ideal for blog posts, marketing pages, or product listings. Step 3. Code splitting and lazy loading. Reduce INP and improve interactivity by limiting what JavaScript loads on first render. Use dynamic imports with Next Dynamic. Lazy load third-party widgets, chat plugins, maps, and other non-critical UI. Step 4. Remove unused JavaScript and CSS. Run a bundle analyzer to identify and eliminate unused utility libraries, dead CSS from global style sheets, overly large UI component libraries. Consider alternatives to heavy UI kits like Bootstrap and Swapit, for example, for Tailwind CSS. Step 5. Use a CDN and optimize caching. Enable CDN caching for static assets and images. Next.js supports this out of the box with Vercel. Use HTTP caching headers for fonts, media, and third-party scripts. Step 6. Use real user monitoring and AI-powered diagnostics. Integrate tools like Vercel Analytics, SpeedCurve, Cloudflare Web Analytics, Raygun, or Sentry with performance monitoring. Consider AI-based optimizers like NitroPack, Cloudinary with AI-powered compression, or AI-enabled build optimizations in Vercel. These tools surface real-world performance issues, help predict users' slowdowns, and suggest fixes based on live data. Perfect for maintaining great INP and CLS scores. In today's digital landscape, mobile traffic accounts for over half of all web usage. Whether users are browsing from a phone, tablet, or smaller laptop screen, their expectations are the same: fast, responsive, and easy-to-use websites. That's why Google uses mobile-first indexing, meaning it primarily evaluates and ranks your website based on how it performs and displays on mobile devices, not desktop. So even if your desktop version is perfectly optimized, Poor mobile performance can hurt both user experience and search rankings. Here's a practical checklist to ensure your website meets modern mobile standards. First, use responsive design. Ensure your layout adapts fluidly to different screen sizes using responsive design principles. This means structuring your styles with CSS media queries to adjust spacing, typography, and layout depending on the viewport width, so your content looks great on mobile, tablet, and desktop. Frameworks commonly used with Next.js, such as Tailwind CSS, CSS modules, or style components, provide convenient ways to implement responsive styles and maintain scalable modular code. Second, use relative units like EM, REM, %, or VW. Avoid hard-coded pixel values for spacing, font sizes, and width. Use REM and EM for typography and scalable UI elements. Use % and VW, VH for layouts that adapt across devices. Third, avoid fixed widths. Fixed width containers can break your layout on smaller screens. Instead, use max width and width 100% patterns to create flexible sections. Don't hide or block essential content. Avoid hiding key elements like images, buttons, or scripts using display none in mobile breakpoints unless absolutely necessary. Blocking scripts or images conditionally can lead to unexpected layout shifts or functionality issues, especially if Googlebot can't see them. Make all touch targets tappable. Ensure that buttons and links are large enough to tap easily. Google recommends a minimum target size of 48 by 48 pixels. Maintain enough spacing between interactive elements to prevent accidental taps. Next.js does not automatically make your site mobile optimized, but it does give you powerful tools to do it right. Built-in image optimization by NextImage ensures that responsive images are delivered based on the device's screen size and resolution. Dynamic imports and lazy loading help reduce load time on mobile by loading only what's needed. API routes and edge functions can improve performance for mobile users by reducing server latency. When building components in Next.js, test your designs early and often on different screen sizes. Use Chrome DevTools device emulation, or even better, test on real devices to catch usability issues that simulators might miss. You can also use tools like the Mobile tab in Chrome's Lighthouse or the responsive design mode in your browser. Remember, mobile usability is part of Google's ranking algorithm, not just for core web vitals, but for the overall page experience signal. Sites that load quickly, are easy to navigate, and work well on mobile have a higher chance of ranking well and retaining visitors. Accessibility is often overlooked in SEO discussions, but it plays a crucial role in both usability and search performance. Google's mission is to make the world's information universally accessible. And that includes ensuring that your site can be used by people with disabilities, including those relying on screen readers, keyboard navigation, or assistive technologies. While accessibility improves inclusiveness, it also aligns directly with Google's ranking signals. Pages that are easier to navigate tend to perform better in search. Semantic structured content is easier for search engines to crawl and understand. User engagement improves when people can actually use your site. Here are some essential accessibility practices you should follow, most of which are simple to implement but incredibly impactful. Step 1. Use semantic HTML. Use proper HTML elements for their intended purpose, like headings, lists, buttons, links, and so on. This helps screen readers and search engines understand your content structure. Avoid using divs or spans for interactive elements. Why this matters? Semantic HTML improves content discoverability and crawlability. Step 2. Provide text alternatives for non-text content. Use alt attributes for all meaningful images. This is important as the alt text is used by screen readers and Google image search. Include captions or transcripts for video or audio content. Step 3. Ensure full keyboard accessibility. Users must be able to navigate and interact with all content using only the keyboard. Include clear focus styles. Avoid focus traps and hidden focus states. Why this matters? Google rewards good UX and keyboard access is a critical part of usability. Step 5. Use area attributes only when necessary. Area, which stands for Accessible Rich Internet Applications, can enhance accessibility but should not replace semantic HTML. Use them only when native elements don't provide the needed functionality. Prefer native HTML whenever possible. Use area roles, states, and properties only to supplement or clarify. Here are some examples where area is appropriate. Avoid misusing area. Don't add role equals button to a div when you can use semantic HTML for it. So now that we've made sure our content is accessible to users, let's take the next step and make it understandable to search engines in a structured, precise, and intentional way. Let's talk about structured data. Structured data is like giving Google a cheat sheet for your content. Instead of making the search engine guess what a page is about, you provide explicit information in a format it understands. To say, this is a blog post, this is the offer, this is the publish date, or even this is a product with a 4.7 star rating and it's in stock. It's all about context. And while good HTML and accessibility practices lay the groundwork, structured data takes it a step further, allowing your content to qualify for rich results like featured snippets, review stars, FAQs, breadcrumbs, and more. So how do we implement it? Let's look at how to add structured data, especially using your framework of choice, in our case, Next.js. It's simpler than you might think, and it doesn't require any third-party libraries. All we're doing is injecting a special script tag into the head or body of our page. The key is using the correct format, JSON LD, which is the recommended standard by Google. Let's walk through a basic example. Say we're working with a blog post. In our page component, we can define a JavaScript object that contains all the metadata we want to expose. Things like the article, title, author, publish date, and even the URL of the page. Then we serialize that object as JSON and inject it using a script tag with the type application/ld plus JSON. So what's the benefit of all of this? When Google crawls your site, it can now instantly understand not just that this is a page with text, but that is a blog post written by a specific person, published on a certain date with a defined topic. That increases your chances of being featured in rich results, which means more visibility, better CTR, and more qualified traffic. Now that we've added structured data to our page, the next step is make sure it actually works and that Google understands it the way we intend. Because here's the thing, just adding JSON LD doesn't guarantee that Google will use it. If the structure is wrong, if required fields are missing, or if the data doesn't match the actual page content, Google might ignore it or worse, flag it as an error. So how do we validate? Option 1. Google's Rich Results Test. The easiest way is to use the official Rich Results Test. Just drop in a live URL or paste your code snippet and Google will tell you if the structured data is valid, if anything is missing or invalid, and whether the page is eligible for rich results, like stars, breadcrumbs, and so on. Option 2. Schema Markup Validator. Another great tool is the schema.org Markup Validator, which is more technical. It's not focused on rich results, but it's great for checking if your JSON LD is structurally correct according to schema.org standards. At the bottom line, structured data is one of the few direct ways you can talk to search engines, so it's worth doing right. Validate early, test often, and keep it in sync with your actual content. When done right, it gives your content a better chance to stand out in search results and drive qualified traffic. Once that you've implemented structured data, there is another helpful meta signal for international websites, which is the hreflang tag. If your site has content in multiple languages, or if you're targeting visitors from different countries, there's one more SEO tag you should know: the hreflang tag. The hreflang tag tells Google, this page is for German speakers, that one is for English users, and this one is for Canada. It helps search engines show the correct version of your page to the right users, based on their language and location. Here is an example. Let's say your site has both English and German versions. In the head of each page, you add the following. It tells Google to show the English page to English users and the German page to German users. Let's quickly recap what we have covered. How Google crawls, indexes, and ranks. How to ensure your site is crawlable and indexable by using the robots.txt and the sitemap.xml. Clean URLs, custom 404s, and redirects. Canonical tags to prevent duplicate content issues. What core web vitals are and how to optimize them. How to improve performance in Next.js. Mobile first and accessibility tips. How to implement structured data for rich results. And hreflang tags to serve the right language or region version to your users. In the next part of this tutorial, we will move into Onpage SEO. That means content, keywords, metadata, internal linking, and more. In this part, we are diving into Onpage SEO. On-page SEO means everything that's visible on the page and part of your HTML structure. The actual content, titles, headings, meta tags, internal links, and more. This is where SEO meets user experience. If your technical SEO is perfect, but your content is weak or unstructured, you still won't rank. Let's start with metadata. Every page on your site should have a unique title and meta description. These show up in Google's search results. In Next.js, you add the following: title and meta description. When crafting your page title and meta description, it's not just about staying within character limits. It's about making them compelling, keyword-rich, and visually optimized for the search results. Here are some best practices. For your title, aim for around 50 to 60 characters. Keep your description under 160 characters. Use your main keyword naturally, without stuffing. Consider adding special characters like stars to make your snippet more eye-catching. Include additional info like dates, prices, or ratings when relevant. And highlight unique selling points and a clear call to action if possible. Keep in mind, Google often bolds keywords that match the user's search, so use terms your audience is actually searching for. A great way to get all of this right is with the Systrix SERP snippet generator. Go to the following URL. Here's how it works. Enter your page title. This is the same as what goes into your page's title tag. Enter your meta description. This should match the content in your meta name description tag. Set the pixel width. Google doesn't measure by characters, but by pixels. This tool simulates that and warns you if your title or description is too wide and might get cut off. Preview your snippet. You will see a live preview of how your page might appear in the search results, including bolded keywords, truncated text, and optional extras like dates, ratings, or rich snippet markup. Tweak until it looks right. Adjust the title and description until both are fully visible, so they're not cut off, attention grabbing, and align with your SEO and UX goals. This is a great way to ensure your snippets are SEO friendly, readable, and clickable, which can have a big impact on your organic traffic. When someone shares your website on platforms like LinkedIn, X, Slack, or even Facebook, what shows up in the preview? The title, description, and image that appear aren't chosen randomly. They are controlled by something called Open Graph, originally created by Facebook, and Twitter card meta tags. These tags define how your page is displayed in social link previews. And while they don't influence your search rankings directly, they can have a big impact on engagement, click-through rates, and how professional your brand appears when shared. So how can you implement those Open Graph and Twitter cards in Next.js? If you're using Next.js, here is a simple example. So what are these tags all about? Open Graph title and Twitter title define the title shown in the preview. Open Graph description and Twitter description provide the summary. Open Graph image and Twitter image set the preview image ideally 1200 by 630 pixels. Open Graph URL ensures the correct canonical link is shown. Twitter card defines the layout. In most cases, you will want summary large image for a big visual impact. Why this matters? Even though Open Graph and Twitter card tags don't boost your Google ranking, they can significantly affect how people interact with your content outside of search. Your links look clean, branded, and intentional. Posts with images and well-formatted previews get more clicks and shares. And it's a subtle but powerful way to improve your content distribution. Our pro tip. Once you've added your Open Graph tags, head over to opengraph.xyz to see exactly how your content will look when it's shared on social media. This helps you spot any issues and optimize your preview for maximum engagement for free. So how can you use it? Go to the following URL. Paste your URL into the input field. Hit preview. Instantly see how your link will appear on platforms like X, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Slack. If the preview image or text looks wrong, double check your Open Graph tags or make sure the image URL is accessible by public. Posts with images and well-formatted previews get more clicks and shares. It's a subtle but powerful way to improve your content distribution. Let's move on to headings, one of the most important elements for both accessibility and SEO. Think of headings as the outline of your page. Just like a book has a title, chapters, and subchapters, your HTML should follow the same logic. Google and screen readers use your heading structure to understand the hierarchy and relevance of content on the page. Here are some best practices for using headings effectively. Use only one H1 per page. This should describe the main topic of the page clearly and concisely. Follow a logical order. Use H2 for main sections, H3 for subsections, and so on. Don't skip the levels. Avoid jumping from H2 directly to H4. It breaks the semantic flow and can confuse both users and search engines. Keep headings short, descriptive, and keyword relevant. Your headings should make sense at a glance, both to users skimming the page and to crawlers indexing it. In addition to headings, use semantic HTML tags to define the layout and meaning of your content. Here are some examples. Main for the primary content area. Article for standalone content like blog posts. Section to group relevant content within a page. Nav for navigation menus. A site for complementary content like sidebars. These tags provide additional context and structure which help search engines better understand the role of each part of your layout and improves accessibility for screen readers. Now that your page is structurally sound with clean headings, semantic HTML and proper layout, it's time to focus on the heart of SEO, the content itself. Because at the end of the day, no amount of technical SEO will make up for weak, unclear or irrelevant content. If you want to rank well and actually convert users, your content needs to be helpful, well-structured, keyword relevant, and most importantly, written for real people first. This section will walk you through the basics of writing SEO-friendly content without sounding robotic or over-optimized. But what does SEO content actually mean? SEO content isn't about gaming the algorithm or repeating keywords around 50 times. It's about giving users exactly what they're looking for, in a format that both humans and search engines can easily understand. Think of clear answers, clean structure, relevant language, and signal that match the search intent. Let's dive into content optimization tips. These will help make your content more discoverable, engaging, and effective, whether for SEO, UX, or conversions. Number 1. Start with a clear introduction. Your first paragraph should directly answer the core question or search intent of the page. Don't waste time with filler. Get to the point fast. For example, if someone searches for Next.js SEO, your opening paragraph should immediately explain how to optimize a Next.js app for SEO, and not the history of Next.js. Number 2. Use short paragraphs. Keep paragraphs to 2 to 4 lines max. Avoid long walls of text, especially on mobile. Number 3. Use headings, lists, and visuals to break up text. Structure your content for scannability. Use clear headings every few paragraphs. Use bullet points or numbered lists. Add relevant images, code snippets, tables, or diagrams. And highlight key terms in bold, but don't overdo it. Now let's talk about the keyword placement, where you should place them and how often. Here's where you should intentionally include your target keyword. In the title tag, in the page H1, in the URL, once in the first 100 words, a few more times throughout the content naturally, in 1 or 2 subheadings, H1 or H3 if relevant. Let's talk about the recommended frequency. For a 1000 word article, aim for 3 to 6 mentions of your primary keyword. Don't force it. Make sure it reads naturally. If it feels awkward, it probably is. Number 4. Use synonyms and related terms. Google no longer ranks content based only on exact match keywords. It also understands context-related topics and semantic relevance. So if your keyword is Next.js SEO, you should also mention terms like Next.js meta tags, Next.js sitemap, technical SEO for React apps, optimize for search engines, or improve Google visibility in Next.js. This helps Google understand your topic better and helps you rank for more related queries. Number 5. Match the search intent. Ask yourself, what is the user actually looking for? If they search for how to improve SEO in Next.js, they probably want to see step-by-step instructions, code examples, best practices, and possibly a checklist. If your content does not deliver what the searcher expects, it won't rank, even if the keyword is there. Number 6. Add related questions and sections. Use tools like Google's People Also Ask auto suggestions when you type in the search bar, related searches at the bottom of the SERP, or ChatGPT for brainstorming related queries. Then add sections to your content that answer those related questions. For example, add a short FAQ or a "you might also be wondering" section. This gives your page more depth and increases your chances of ranking for long-tail keywords. Number 7. Optimize for featured snippets. This is optional but very powerful. You can structure content in a way that increases your chance of getting featured directly in search results. Therefore, use question-based headings like "How do I add meta tags in Next.js?" Answer them in the paragraph immediately below in 2 to 4 clear sentences. Use lists for step-by-step processes. Add FAQ schema for Google's FAQ-rich snippets. Here are my final thoughts. Your content is where users get value and where Google finds relevance. If you're a developer, don't just think about performance and markup. Think about the words too. If you're a content manager, don't just write for the brand, write for the search intent. The best performing pages are those that solve a problem, answer a real question, are easy to read, and make users say, "Yes, this is exactly what I was looking for." So how do you actually find the right keywords to target? This is one of the most important and most misunderstood parts of SEO. Because without clear keyword research, you're essentially writing blind. You might be creating great content, but if nobody's searching for those terms, your page won't get discovered. The good news? You don't need expensive tools or an agency to get started. There are plenty of free and low-effort ways to identify the right keywords, even if you are just beginning. So, let's break it down. Step 1. Use free keyword research tools. Here are some solid starting points. Number 1. Google Keyword Planner. The Google Keyword Planner is free with a Google Ads account. There's no campaign needed to use it. It shows real search volume ranges and keyword suggestions, helps you find variations with high search potential, and is great for identifying money keywords for landing pages, product pages, and so on. My tip: look for keywords with high relevance and medium competition to start. Number 2. Answer the public. This tool scrapes Google autocomplete suggestions and organizes them into useful categories like how questions, why questions, comparisons like Next.js versus React SEO, and prepositions, for example, SEO in Next.js or SEO with React. It's great for finding content angles, FAQs, and subtopics you might otherwise miss. Number 3. AlsoAsks.com. This tool builds on Google's People Also Ask feature and shows how questions branch off from each other. It's perfect for mapping out content hierarchies, building page outlines, and creating FAQ sections based on real queries. Number 4. ChatGPT. You can use ChatGPT to brainstorm keyword variations, long-tail keyword ideas, and common user questions related to a core topic. An example prompt could be: give me 10 keyword variations for Next.js SEO based on search intent. It's not a replacement for real search data, but it's great for ideation and getting unstuck. Number 5. Ahrefs, SEMrush, and Moz. If you have access to the premium tools, you will get exact monthly search volumes, keyword difficulty scores, competitor keyword analysis, and SERP features like snippets, ads, and so on. Note that these tools are excellent for scaling your SEO efforts, but they're not required for getting started. Step number 2. Use Google itself. Sometimes the best keyword research tool is Google. Here's how to extract valuable insights just from searching your topic. First, the people also ask box. These are real questions users search for. Click through them to expand more. Each time you do, Google adds new questions dynamically. You can use these as section headers, blog post titles, and FAQ entries. Number 2. Autocomplete suggestions. Start typing your main keyword into the Google search bar and see what autocomplete suggests. For example, typing Next.js may autocomplete with Next.js SEO best practices, Next.js SEO meta tags, or Next.js SEO versus React. These are terms people are actually searching for, and they also reveal the user intent. Number 3. Related searches. At the bottom of every Google result page, you will find a list of related searches. These often include alternative wording, related tools or frameworks, or more specific or long-tailed queries. Copy these into a list and look for patterns. This can help you build an outline or even generate content ideas for an entire blog series. Once that you've gathered your keywords and related terms, it's time to build your content strategy. Here's what to do. Choose a primary keyword for the page. Group related queries into sections or subheadings. Structure your content outline around what people are actually searching for. Make sure to match the intent. Are people looking for a guide, tool, comparison, or something else? By doing this, you're not just guessing what might work. You're building a content strategy that's backed by real user behavior. Pro tip: think in topics, not just keywords. Keep in mind, Google is getting better at understanding topics, not just exact keywords. So instead of obsessing over one phrase, aim to create content that covers the full scope of a topic, including synonyms, related questions, and contextually relevant information. For example, a guide targeting Next.js SEO could also mention how to add meta tags, sitemap generation, canonical URLs, open graph previews, and SEO performance in React apps. This increases your chances of ranking for multiple long-tail queries, not just one. Now that you know how to find high-value keywords, we are ready to move into the next step. Structuring your content around those keywords and making sure your site architecture supports it. So let's move on to internal linking. Internal links are links that point to other pages on the same website. They are often overlooked, but they are crucial for both users and search engines. Internal links help Google understand how your site is structured, which pages are most important, and how content is related across the site. The more internal links a page receives, the more Google sees it as authoritative. It also helps crawlers discover and index pages faster, especially newer ones. Internal links act like a guided tool for your visitors. They help users find related or deeper content, improve time on site and engagement, and they reduce bounce rates and help users navigate naturally through your site. Here's how you can add internal links in Next.js. If you're using Next.js, you should always use the built-in link component instead of a standard link tag. This enables client-side navigation, which is faster and better for performance. Let's look at an example. This ensures smooth transitions between pages and improves the user experience. Let's break down the best practices for internal linking. Step 1. Use descriptive anchor text. Avoid writing links like click here or read more. Instead, describe the destination clearly. Here's a good example. Explore our technical SEO checklist. And the bad one? Click here to learn more. Descriptive links help users and give search engines context about the linked page. Step 2. Link naturally within content. Don't force links into your text just for SEO. Instead, look for natural opportunities to reference. For example, related blog posts, product pages, documentation, tutorials, or category or topic hubs. Step 3. Key pages within 2 to 3 clicks from the home page. Important pages, like your key articles, landing pages, or product categories, shouldn't be buried deep in the site. Try to keep them accessible within 2 to 3 clicks from the home page. This improves crawlability, link equity, and user experience. Also use navigation menus, featured links, or content hubs to surface important pages. Step 4. Link to new or low traffic pages. If you publish a new blog post or launch a new page, add internal links to it from all the high traffic pages, related articles, sidebar components, or footers. This helps distribute authority and ensures new content gets indexed quickly. Step 5. Audit internal links regularly. Over time, content changes. Also, URLs change, and some pages might get deleted. Make sure to fix broken internal links. 404 errors could hurt your UX and crawlability. Update outdated anchor texts. Reinforce priority pages with more internal links. Tools like Screaming Frog, hrefs, or Sitemap can help you audit internal linking at scale. Also, don't forget to use content hubs and topic clusters. If you're working on a blog or documentation site, consider using a topic cluster model. For example, one main pillar page, multiple subpages or supporting articles, all linked together in both directions. This structure helps Google see your topical authority and improves the user's ability to navigate related content. Now that we have covered how to structure your site and optimize internal linking, it's time to focus on other important elements that can boost both user experience and SEO. Images. Images are great for engagement, but they can also hurt SEO if used badly. You already learned in the technical SEO section how to use the next image component. Compress and resize images. Use modern formats like WebP, but now let's look at the on-page side of image SEO. How to make images meaningful and indexable for search engines. Here are some best practices for on-page image SEO. Step 1. Add meaningful alt texts. The alt attribute plays a crucial role for both accessibility and SEO. For screen readers, it describes the image to visually impaired users, making your site more inclusive. For Google, it helps search engines understand the content and context of your images, which can improve your rankings in image search and overall SEO. Here are my tips how to write great alt texts. Be descriptive and specific. Clearly explain what's shown in the image. Avoid keyword stuffing. Don't cram keywords unnaturally into the alt text. It should read like a natural description. Keep it concise. Around 125 characters or less is ideal, so screen readers can easily handle it. And last but not least, context matters. Tailor the alt text to the page's topic and what the image adds to the content. Here is an example of a bad and a good alt text. The bad example is vague and stuffed with keywords, while the good example clearly and naturally describes what the image actually shows. The good thing is, you don't have to do it all manually. Tools like the AI Image Alt Text Generator by Ahrefs. Use AI to help you craft better alt descriptions quickly and consistently. Just upload your image or paste the URL, and it will generate suggestions that are both accessible and optimized. A great way to save time without sacrificing quality. Step 2. Use descriptive file names. Google also reads the image file name instead of image 0045 JPEG, use something like Google Search Console Report JPEG. This reinforces the context of the image for both SEO and screen readers. Step 3. Surround your images with relevant content. Google uses contextual signals around the image to understand its purpose. Place images near relevant headings or paragraphs, not randomly in the layout. Let's look at an example. This image supports the surrounding content and provides context both for users and search engines. Now that you've got a solid grasp on content optimization, let's explore how varying your content formats can help you reach different audience needs and improve your site's performance. Different types of content serve different purposes and attract different search engines. Blog posts are perfect for in-depth guides and tutorials that deliver long-term value. FAQs are ideal for targeting question-based keywords and capturing featured snippets. Case studies or portfolio pages are great for showcasing expertise and building credibility through real-world examples. In Next.js, you can easily combine these formats using markdown files or headless CMS, keeping your content organized and scalable. Structure matters. Regardless of the content type, a clear and logical layout enhances both readability and SEO. Let's break it down how to structure great content that actually works. First, the title. Keep it clear and focused around your main keyword. This helps both users and search engines understand what your content is about right away. Next, the introduction. Set clear expectations. Let your audience know what they will get out of the content and try to hook them early so they want to keep reading. Then comes the main content. Break it into well-defined sections using clear descriptive headings. This not only makes it easier to read, but also easier to scan. After that, include a summary or conclusion. Reinforce the key takeaways and make sure the reader walks away with the most important points fresh in their mind. And finally, don't forget the call to action, the CTA. Guide your users to what they should do next. That could be reading another article, signing up for something, or contacting you. Mixing and structuring your content thoughtfully not only helps users find what they need quickly, but also signals to search engines that your site is well organized and authoritative. Here's a quick recap of the essential on-page SEO elements everyone should keep in mind. Ensure a unique title and meta description for each page. Add open graph tags for better social media sharing. Use one H1 per page and maintain a proper heading hierarchy. Write clear, valuable content with your main keywords in the title, H1, intro, and body. Include internal links to related pages for better navigation and crawlability. Optimize images with meaningful alt text, compression, and responsive sizes. Structure content for readability using short paragraphs, headings, and lists. Don't forget to add FAQs or structured answers to directly address common user questions. All of these are easy to implement as a developer, and together they significantly boost your SEO performance. In the next section, we will talk about off-page SEO. What are backlinks and why they matter? How you can earn links without outreach, and how to make your site shareable and visible outside of Google. Now, let's dive into off-page SEO, the stuff that happens outside your website but still impacts your rankings. The biggest player here, backlinks. These are links from other websites pointing to your content, and search engines love them. But backlinks aren't the whole story. We will also cover things like brand mentions, social signals, and your site's authority, all of which play a role in how well you rank. Let's break it down. A backlink is a vote of confidence from another site. If someone links to your page, it tells Google, hey, this content is helpful. It's worth referencing. The more backlinks you have, especially from relevant and authoritative sites, the more likely Google is to trust and rank your content higher. But always keep in mind, not all backlinks are equal. A link from a trusted site like Forbes or TechCrunch is worth way more than 20 links from random personal blogs. A link from a relevant site like a tech blog for your dev article matters more than one from a food blog. Also, context matters. A link in the content body is better than in a footer. Let's be honest, most people don't enjoy cold outreach or begging for backlinks. The good news? You don't have to. If you're a developer, content manager, or even a founder creating genuinely helpful content, you already have had a head start. Because valuable content earns backlinks naturally, especially when it solves real problems. Here are practical strategies that actually work even without a huge team or budget. Step 1. Create content that solves specific problems. This sounds obvious, but it's the foundation. Don't just write for keywords, write to help. For example, write a step-by-step guide to implementing structured data for rich results. When your content is actionable and based on real-world experience, others in your industry will reference and link to it. In blogs, newsletters, forums, and even internal documentation. Step 2. Publish resources people actually need. Think beyond blog posts. Create tools, templates, checklists, or calculators that save people time. Step 3. Be present where your audience asks questions. Join online communities where your audience spends time. When someone asks a question you can answer, respond with value, and where appropriate, link to a full guide or article. Some platforms to explore are Reddit, LinkedIn groups, Quora, Slack communities, Stack Overflow, or Hashnote. A single helpful answer can generate traffic and backlinks for years. Step 4. Leverage GitHub, Product Hunt, or public directories. If you're offering a tool, template, or open resource, share it on relevant platforms. Add a clear link back to your website or blog in README files, submission descriptions, or documentation. Even if you're not a developer, platforms like Product Hunt or Notion template marketplaces can bring in organic links and long-tail traffic. Step 5. Turn data into shareable assets. Original data is link magnet gold. Conduct surveys, run a small study, or share internal benchmarks, and then package the insights in an easy-to-read visual format. For example, we analyzed 100 blog posts to see what actually ranks in 2025. Data-driven content often gets picked up by journalists, bloggers, and newsletter writers. Step 6. Collaborate with others in your niche. Instead of chasing backlinks, earn them by creating value together. For example, co-author a guide, interview experts and include their quotes, run a joint webinar or podcast episode. These relationships often lead to natural backlinks, mentions, and long-term partnerships. Step 7. Repurpose strategically. One blog post can become a LinkedIn carousel, a Reddit answer, a SlideShare presentation, a YouTube explainer, and a Notion checklist. Each version can link back to the original, giving your content more reach and backlink potential. The key takeaway? You don't need to chase backlinks if your content actually earns them. Focus on usefulness, visibility, and relevance, and the links will follow. If you enjoyed this video so far, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel to get more useful tips about boosting your website's performance. And that brings us to the next piece of the puzzle: visibility. Because even the best content won't earn links if no one sees it. That's where social signals and shareability come in. Social media links won't directly boost your Google rankings, but they do help in a big way. They drive traffic, build awareness, and increase the chances of your content being discovered and eventually linked. Here is how to optimize for that. Set up clean Open Graph and Twitter tags, as I showed earlier. Make sure previews look great. Use large images and clear titles. Add share buttons. You can use React Share or a custom component. Post your content where your audience actually hangs out, whether that's on LinkedIn, Reddit, X, or niche Slack or Discord groups. Time your posts for when your audience is active. Even great content can flop if no one sees it. If your content is easy to share, looks good when shared, and shows up in the right place at the right time, people will do the promotion for you. So far, we have talked about backlinks, shares, and visibility. All super important for SEO. But none of that matters long term if your site doesn't seem trustworthy. So let's talk about how to build authority over time and why it matters more than ever. This is where EEAT comes in. That stands for experience. You've actually done what you're talking about. Expertise. You understand the topic deeply. Authoritativeness. Others in your industry reverence or trust your content. Trustworthiness. Your site is secure, transparent, and reliable. Google looks at these signals to decide, should people trust this site? Should we rank this content? Here's some tips how to show EEAT. Use real authors. Add author bios to your blog posts. Show names, photos, and relevant credentials. Link to social profiles like LinkedIn, Twitter, GitHub, and whatever fits your niche. Show real experience. Write about things you've actually done. Share case studies, project recaps, or behind-the-scenes insights. Include results, data, screenshots, or before-after comparisons. Build a strong About page. Explain who you are, what you do, and why you're qualified. Highlight press mentions, speaking gigs, or certifications. Show real team members, not stock photos. Keep your site technically trustworthy. Use HTTPS. Keep software updated. Fix broken links and ensure fast load times and mobile responsiveness. Be transparent and accessible. Add clear contact info, include privacy policy and legal pages, and disclose affiliate links or sponsorships where relevant. Establish authority beyond your site. Publish on LinkedIn, Medium, or relevant industry platforms. Contribute to expert roundups or speak on podcasts. Get quoted or featured and link back to those mentions. So what is the key takeaway? EEAT isn't about gaming the algorithm. It's about earning real trust. And when Google sees that your content is helpful, credible, and created by people who actually know their stuff, that's when the real ranking power kicks in. So by now you have built trust, created helpful content, and made it easy to share. You're starting to get noticed. Great. But here's the thing. If you're not tracking your backlinks, you're missing half of the picture. You might be getting links, but where are they actually coming from? Which content is attracting them? Are they helping or hurting your SEO? To grow strategically, you need to track what's working, identify high-performing content, and spot opportunities to improve. Here are some tools you can use, starting with the free ones. Number 1. Google Search Console. Head to the links section. You will see which internal sites are linking to you, your most linked pages, and top anchor texts. It's simple but reliable, and it pulls data directly from Google. It won't catch every link, but it's a must-have starting point. Number 2. Ahrefs Backlink Checker. Enter any URL in the free version and see the top 100 backlinks, their domain rating, and the referring domains. It's great for a quick snapshot, especially for competitors. Number 3. Uber suggests. It offers limited backlink data in the free version, but it's useful if you're already using it for keyword or content research. Google Alerts. Set alerts for your domain name, brand, or even product names. You will get notified when someone mentions or links to you. It's helpful for catching unlinked mentions too. Let's look at some of the page tools. If backlinks are a serious part of your strategy, these tools are worth the investment. Ahrefs is arguably the best backlink database out there. It tracks new and lost backlinks, filters by domain authority, anchor text, and link type. And it's great for ongoing monitoring, outreach, and content research. SEMrush is solid for backlink audits and historical tracking. It helps identify toxic links, tracks competitors' backlink growth, and integrates well with overall SEO projects. Majestic SEO is specialized in link data. It offers detailed link profiles, trust flow, and citation flow. It's great for in-depth analysis of a site's authority structure. But what do you actually need to look for when tracking backlinks? No matter which tool you use, focus on quality over quantity. One link from a high authority site is worth more than 50 low quality ones. Relevance. Are the linking sites actually related to your niche? Anchor text. Are people linking naturally or with spammy keyword-stuffed anchors? Link growth over time. Are you gaining traction? Flat lines may signal stagnation. My tip is to make backlink tracking a monthly habit. It helps you to spot trends early, respond to earned media, and adapt your strategy. So, now you're tracking your backlinks and starting to see what's working. You've got the data, you've got momentum. But to really scale off your off-page SEO, you need two things. To share your content where your audience already is, and to use the right tools to stay organized, save time, and act on opportunities. So, let's break it down. You don't need to manually chase backlinks. You need to show up where your audience is and use the right tools to support your strategy. The key is share valuable content in the right places and use tools to track, scale, and improve your results over time. Let's look at some high-impact channels you should definitely know. GitHub. Add links to blog posts and readmes, discussions, or your open source projects. LinkedIn. It's ideal for B2B content, thought leadership, and case studies. Stack Overflow. Link only when it directly solves the question. Reddit. Participate in niche subreddits where your audience asks questions or shares resources. X. Join conversations, share blog posts, tools, or insights. Relevant forums and communities, like Indie Hackers, Squirrels, or industry-specific forums. Newsletters and Slack groups. Share content in curated communities and email roundups. At the bottom line, you don't need thousands of tools. Just a few that fit your workflow, and you don't need to be everywhere just to show up consistently where your audience already is. That's how you build links that actually matter. Let's recap the key steps for effective off-page SEO. Write high-quality, valuable blog posts. Link your blog posts in GitHub repositories and discussions. Share your content actively in communities. Optimize social media previews and make sharing easy. Track backlinks regularly using tools like Google Search Console. Build EEAT with authentic author bios and real credentials. Monitor your brand mentions across the web. and focus on creating useful content that naturally earns links. In the final part, we will cover the best free and paid SEO tools, how AI is changing SEO and Google search, what search generative experience means for you, and you will get a full checklist to review everything that we have done. So stick around, we are almost at the finish line. First, let's look at the best SEO tools you should know. These tools help you audit, optimize, track, and improve your website's SEO based on real data, not guesswork. The Google Search Console is a must-have for any website. It helps you see how your site is performing in Google Search, shows you which keywords you're ranking for, which pages are indexed, and alerts you about crawl errors or security issues. It's completely free. Lighthouse is built right into Chrome. You can run it on any page to get a detailed report on SEO, performance, accessibility, and more. It gives you quick wins and deeper insights into your site's health. This tool is also completely for free. The Google Page Speed Insights tell you how fast your page loads and gives you clear tips on how to improve them. It's especially useful for optimizing core web vitals, which are key ranking factors. Also, the Google Page Speed Insights are completely free. Shareability runs Onpage SEO checks, monitors your keywords, and helps you spot technical issues. It's great for beginners who want to keep an eye on their site without diving too deep into complex tools. There's a free plan available with some limits. Screaming Frog SEO Spider. This is a powerful desktop crawler that scans your entire site like a search engine would. It finds broken links, duplicate content, missing tags, and more. You can use it for free for up to 500 URLs. Uber Suggest helps with keyword research, basic site audits, and backlink analysis. It's beginner-friendly and provides clear data for small websites. There's a limited free version available. Answer the Public is great for content planning. It shows you what people are searching for, in the form of questions, comparisons, and related phrases, based on a keyword you enter. It's perfect for finding blog ideas. It's available for free with limited daily searches. Ahrefs. Ahrefs is one of the most powerful SEO tools out there. You can analyze backlinks, research keywords, and explore content gaps. But the full version is quite expensive. But there are some free tools available, like the Ahrefs Webmaster Tools. SEMrush. This is an all-in-one platform for SEO, PPC, content marketing, and even competitor analysis. It's super powerful, but more geared toward professionals or teams. You can use it with a free account with limited access to tools. Moz offers tools for keyword tracking, site audits, and link metrics. Their free tools are a great starting point, and they also offer a free trial of their full suite. There are free tools available, plus a 30-day free trial. SE Ranking. This tool offers rank tracking, technical audits, and keyword and backlink monitoring. A nice all-rounder if you're starting to take SEO more seriously. There's also a free trial available. Surfer SEO. Surfer helps you optimize your content by analyzing top-ranking pages and giving you real-time suggestions while writing. It's amazing for SEO-focused blog posts, but there's no free version, though there is a 7-day refund window. Here's my tip. You don't need to use all of these tools. Just start with the free ones like Google Search Console, Lighthouse, and PageSpeed Insights, and build up from there as you grow. Alright, now that we have covered the most important tools, let's dive into how AI is fundamentally changing SEO. Especially for developers, content creators, and businesses aiming to stay ahead. So what do we mean by AI in SEO? It's really two things. First, using AI tools to help with SEO work. like content creation, research, and automation. 2. Optimizing your site for AI-driven search engines like Google's new Search Generative Experience or SGE. Here is what AI in SEO covers. Content creation. Drafts for blog posts, meta descriptions, FAQs, or even code snippets. Automation and analysis. Faster keyword research, audit reports, and link building ideas. Voice search and natural language processing. Understanding what users really mean in their queries. And AI-powered search. Google's SGE gives AI-generated answers that change how users click and interact with search results. AI tools are super powerful, but they're here to support you, not replace you. So here's how to make the most of AI in your SEO workflow. Number 1. Let AI be your assistant. Use tools like ChatGPT, Surfer SEO, or Neuron Writer to generate outlines, drafts, or even code snippets. But always review it, add your expertise, rewrite where needed, and fact check everything. Number 2. Keep it original. Google rewards real value. That means unique insights, clear, helpful answers, and real-world experience, not just generic AI-spun content. Number 3. Add structured data. Use schema.org markup to help search engines and AI understand your content. It's essential for rich snippets, AEO, which means answer engine optimization, and visibility in AI search results like SGE. Number 4. Write for real people. Optimize for intent and natural language. Use conversational phrases. Include question-based headings. Think voice search and AI summaries. And write like you're answering a real person, not pleasing an algorithm. Number 5. Track AI search performance. Keep an eye on how your site performs across classic and AI-powered search engines. Check the results in Google SGE, Bing Chat, and Perplexity. And use tools like the Google Search Console, Ahrefs, and SE Ranking to compare visibility, clicks, and rankings, and adjust your strategy as AI evolves. We will now look at how to improve your content's chances of getting cited in AI results. To increase the chance that your content gets cited in AI-generated answers, use clear, factual, well-structured writing. Add author info, dates, and references, which supports EEAT. Use HTML semantics and structured data. Host content under a credible, consistent domain. Use canonical URLs and avoid duplication. Always remember, LLMs like ChatGPT or Google's Gemini pull from high authority, well-structured content. Give them a reason to reference yours. Let's quickly go over some major SEO and AI trends you need to know right now. Trend number 1. AI optimization. AIO stands for optimizing content for AI systems, not just traditional search engines. This means focusing on things like high-quality training data, clear citation potential, and proper answer formatting. Think beyond Google. You're optimizing for how AI models understand and retrieve content. Trend number 2. AEO, meaning Answer Engine Optimization. AEO is all about structuring content in a Q&A format. Start with a clear, direct answer, then follow it up with more detail. Use natural language in your headings, especially your H2s and H3s, and phrase them as actual questions people would ask. Trend number 3. Geo and local SEO in AI search. AI-driven search is becoming much more localized. People are asking things like best restaurants near me, and AI is surfacing hyperlocal results. To stay visible, make sure to use the local business schema, create location-specific landing pages, and fully optimize your Google business profile. Trend number 4. SXO. Search Experience Optimization. SXO is the fusion of SEO and UX, and it's becoming crucial, especially in AI search experiences like Google's SGE and AI chat tools. Key focus areas include fast load times, clean intuitive site architecture, and content that's well organized and genuinely helpful. The better the user experience, the better your content will perform. Trend number 5. Video SEO and AI. AI is getting much better at understanding and ranking video content, especially on platforms like YouTube. To optimize your videos, make sure you're using in-depth descriptions, timestamped chapters, closed captions or full transcripts, and proper schema markup like video object. Here are my final thoughts. As AI continues to shape how people search, we are moving beyond classic SEO. It's not just about rankings anymore. It's about being understood by machines and trusted by users. Let's look at what really matters in SEO. Number 1. Quality and originality. AI can't replace real experience or personal insights. Number 2. AI readiness. Structured content, clear intent, voice and image search ready. Number 3. UX and SXO. AI prioritizes usable, well-designed mobile optimized websites. EEAT. Trust is more valuable than ever. Real authorship and credentials. AEO strategy. Format content for direct answers to rank in AI responses. And technical SEO. AI can't fix broken sites. Speed, structure, and crawling still matter. So let's break down what you should focus on. Implement and maintain schema markup for articles, product videos, FAQs, and reviews. Monitor structured data errors in Search Console. Build clean modular HTML that supports accessibility and content clarity. Ensure fast mobile-first experiences using Next.js features and core web vitals. Track performance across classic and AI search engines. Collaborate with content teams to structure content for Q&A and voice search. So here's my summary. AI is not replacing SEO. It's reshaping it. Winning in AI-enhanced search means being a credible, clear, and structured source. Using AI to support, not replace human insight. Staying adaptable as AI-driven formats evolve. My final tip, if you want to future-proof your SEO, start thinking less about ranking and more about being the best source for real answers. Now let's wrap it up with a full checklist. You can use this for your Next.js project or any website. First, technical SEO. Make sure your site uses HTTPS, fast page load times, ideally under 2 seconds, mobile-friendly and responsive design, valid XML sitemap and robots.txt file, no broken links or duplicate content, structured data, implemented where relevant. Canonical URLs, set to prevent duplicate content issues. Core Web Vitals. Pass. SEO-friendly pagination with clean URLs and proper route handling. Internationalization by using the hreflang tag if it's a multilingual site. Number 2. On-page SEO. Make sure there's a unique title and meta description on every page. Proper heading structure. H1 to H3, no skipped levels. Keywords included naturally in titles, headings, and body text. Internal linking with descriptive anchor text. Images optimized, compressed, use modern formats like WebP and alt texts. Use Open Graph and Twitter card meta text for social sharing. The content matches the search intent. There are clear calls to action on key pages. The content is helpful, up-to-date, and user-focused. Number 3. Offpage SEO. Make sure there are backlinks from relevant high-authority websites. The content is shared and linked in developer or niche communities. Show active presence on GitHub, Stack Overflow, Reddit, forums, or where your audience is present. Contribute through guest posts, talks, or podcasts. Track and monitor backlinks and brand mentions. Build relationships, not just links. Maintain EEAT, experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. Monitoring and ongoing optimization. Set up and monitor with Google Search Console and Bing Webmaster Tools. Use Google Analytics to track user behavior. Regularly update and improve existing content. Track keyword rankings and competitor insights. Check for indexing issues and crawl errors monthly. Use SEO tools like Ahrefs, SEMrush, or Screaming Frog. Now here are some final tips to help you stay up to date. First of all, keep learning. SEO is always changing. Use Google's own blogs and docs for updates. Stay active in dev and SEO communities. Experiment with new formats like video, podcasts, or interactive content. Focus on user experience. Google rewards sites that visitors love. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Comment below if you want me to deep dive into any specific SEO topics or Next.js tricks. Thanks for watching and happy optimizing!